We always love when he joins us here on It's Still Real to Me, our pal, WWE's Cheap Heats, Hot 97, ESPN New York, and now First Take. I mean, my God, I'm doing ESPN yesterday, Peter Rosenberg. Actually, no, I was in studio with Levitard yesterday. So this Punim right here is on TV with Levitard's show, and that Punim right there is on TV on First Take. I mean, just a couple Jews chopping it up on sports television. How about that?
Listen, we come from a long, proud tradition, but there are people with better punums than ours that have gotten on TV. And by the way, I'm sure you, unlike my quote friend Chris Carlin, didn't get on the air and go, "Ugh, what are they doing with him on there? What could he possibly be talking about?" I'm sure. Oh yeah, that's a so-called friend named Chris Carlin did that.
Oh, that's a shame. I gotta ask my guy Chris Carlin, what's going? The bald guy's got to all stick together.
I know, he's a dear friend, and to see him treat me like that, it was truly horrifying.
Oh man! So listen, you're in Vegas. You have a monster weekend, WrestleMania 41.
All right, he's gonna show me for the video. People, we'll try to give you the.
Wow! Look at that. All right. It's all happening.
There has been a lot of WrestleMania signage behind me, but it's currently not there. But yes, I am here for WrestleMania 41 and for the Hall of Fame tonight. I'm hosting the red carpet tonight for the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Hall of Fame's 1 a.m. Eastern time. Probably not watching it live. We'll get around to it, but not tonight.
It's an interesting choice time-wise. Yeah, it is. But sure, you can wake up tomorrow, fire up the Peacock when you get time, and it should be a good one.
Well, and how about, though, you guys are a 9:30 a.m. local time for NXT Stand and Deliver. Do people have the energy to be at a wrestling show at 9:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sort of the mentality of the tailgater kind of vibe of yeah, let's get up, grab drinks, get after it. For me, you and I, similar age. I'm now in the dad gang as well. It's not something that I would maybe do without a formidable paycheck coming in. But yeah, apparently people like to do it all day long. And I will say this, on the upside, if you're just going to Mania on the West Coast, the beauty is the show is basically over at 7:30. So that's pretty nice.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty dope. I mean, I'll be doing the post show, so I probably won't be out of there till 9 o'clock. But even that, I mean, getting done at 9 o'clock as opposed to an East Coast show where you're getting done at close to midnight, there's still some upside.
Are you used to this by now? And what I mean by that is, legends or even the biggest superstars are walking by you in the bowels of the stadium, and it's oh yeah, this is what I do now, or is it still, holy shit, I can't believe I'm here?
I'm in a sweet spot, I think, of used to it, don't feel like I'm not supposed to, my imposter syndrome is gone. I recognize I'm supposed to be there, while I will still recap mentally and be that's cool. You know what I mean? That's a cool, I did First Take yesterday and Cody shows up for the interview and it's obvious. It's a friendly face, someone who I have a great rapport with in a spot like that, to be wow. And it's crazy for both of us, obviously in very different ways. He's maybe the biggest WWE superstar in the world. And I'm a guy who does broadcasting, but we both have had, we're both wrestling nerds who dreamed of doing stuff. So getting to a spot where I'm cool, I'm interviewing you on First Take and you're the guy who WWE sent to First Take WrestleMania weekend. This is a guy who was maybe not quite exiled. Maybe it was a self-imposed exiling, but either way, a guy who didn't feel welcome anymore in Cody Rhodes, who now is just the dude. But to answer your question as long way as humanly possible, I have moments when I still geek out, and yet I also feel comfortable enough to be I don't sit in gorilla and go oh my God, I'm not supposed to be here. I need to mind myself. I'm respectful always, and always appreciate that I'm not an in-ring superstar. I'm just a guy who helps do the broadcast. But I feel comfortable enough to own it a little bit, which is a nice, secure place to be. I mean, listen, we're grown men. We've done that. I put in my 10,000 hours. I'm 45 years old. I drive a Dodge Stratus. I deserve to be here. So no, it's a nice mix.
Do you have a rooting interest for Sunday night, John Cena and Cody Rhodes?
So it's a great question. If there's a Cena rooting interest, it's that, wow, it would be cool for them to like the turn was ballsy enough to then have him win title 17 over the number one babyface in the world while he's a bad guy, take the title and quote unquote go home.
Yeah.
Though we know he has a lot more dates, he's not going home. That would be just like a holy-ish kind of moment that I would appreciate. And at the same time, them having a great match and Cody winning would be fine with me. But I will say, I mean, you tell me what you think. It feels like the way cooler wow thing would be Cena wins as a bad guy. Like that would just be so unexpected for his trajectory.
I think Cena wins because if he loses, I don't know where you go with him. If he wins, he's got the rest of the year. Like, he's not going anywhere, but I don't know where you go with him if he loses. It's like, all right, you continue to not be able to win a singles match. Like, you stink. But if he wins, all right, now we're cooking. You got a lot of guys that are going to come after him for the title. I don't know where the story goes if he loses. I think he wins.
It's a really smart point. It is hard. I mean, I suppose if he were to lose, they could go even further down sort of the rabbit hole of him just like he gets worse and worse and attacks more people. But I don't see them doing that. And even that, how does that get him back to the title? I think you're probably right. It probably is. I think you get a happy win with Jey Uso. There'll be a happy win for someone in the triple threat. Mm-hmm. You're going to get some moments like that. And then maybe it's because Sunday night at the end, the bad guy wins.
Saturday night, who comes out on top?
Man, it's starting to feel more and more like Seth Rollins, right? Which then makes me think, is it starting to feel too much like Seth Rollins? Like, because like the whole Seth thing with Heyman of being like, now you owe me.
I liked that.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome stuff. And it opened the door to, ooh. But was it too obvious? Like now is everyone expecting that Heyman turns on Punk and Roman and ends up with Seth? To me, Heyman and Seth is the money because it's brand new. Like, by the way, let me give credit to the Sirius XM people. When your subscription is coming up at Sirius XM, these people call nonstop.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, every time my phone rings, and I'm usually on the air. Anyways, I think that Seth and Heyman together is something so new. It opens the door to so many things. Like that to me would just be awesome. I'm gonna take Seth. What about you?
I think Roman wins. I think he's like 2 years in a row. Roman is losing at WrestleMania. I think Roman wins.
But he doesn't have to get pinned. So there is him losing without getting pinned.
Yeah. Now, you believe CM Punk, this is main eventing WrestleMania. Like, that's stupid for someone to say, if you're not on last at the end of the show Sunday night, that's not the main event. Like, this is the main event on Saturday. This counts, right?
Well, I mean, I think this is the best story going. Does it truly count?
Wow.
The true main event is John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
It's the last thing Sunday. That is the true main event.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not dope for Punk. Happy for him. But the true main event, in my opinion, is the last match of the entire weekend.
How great was that, though? I love when wrestling crosses over into the real. We don't know what's real. We don't know what's not. And I feel like Paul Heyman, when they were signing the contract, I feel like Paul Heyman and CM Punk, they had a moment when he told him, you're going to main event WrestleMania, and he gave him a kiss on the head. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I really couldn't tell, and I guess that's what makes it great. I saw other people feel that way, and my original feeling was like, this is, I mean, when people were taking it so emotionally, I was like, I don't know. They really are that marky about like this being his main event. I mean, this is a guy who already, had a match with Undertaker at WrestleMania, was world champion, beat John Cena, beat The Rock. He's done everything. Was this really that? But the fact that you and I can both see it differently and be unclear, that's what makes it amazing.
Lastly here, Peter, I know you're super busy. Do we get The Rock? Do we get Stone Cold? Do we get both of them?
We definitely get The Rock. The Rock's music will hit. The Rock will do something. People seem to be waiting for Austin. I'm not waiting the way I was last year, but I'd say it's on the table. And listen, you won't hear me complain if that glass breaks.
I mean, he was on McAfee today. That's a hell of a tease. You're here in Vegas. Everybody knows you're here.
Well, he's at the Hall of Fame tonight, and he's at the Hall of Fame tonight. They're inducting that match, so it could happen, dude.
I'm going to close with this, actually. I got one more for you, and that reminds me. I was listening to you guys, Cheap Heat, a week or two ago when you had Bret Hart, because he's going to be their Hall of Fame, and that match is going in, which I rewatched last night, actually. And I was so happy for you that you got to have Bret Hart there, because, I think you said he's your favorite, right? Mm-hmm. Did you say he was your favorite?
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's my favorite, too, and it's... When you tell someone, when you hear someone tell you that, you say, hey, who's your favorite wrestler growing up? And they tell you Bret Hart. It's like, okay, all right. Well, totally. as opposed to where, hey, who was your favorite wrestler growing up? Like Ultimate Warrior. Like, all right, we're done. Yeah, like, so I love that you got to spend some time with him like that.
Yeah, no, he's the man. I've gotten to know him over the years. It's you asked if I ever still like. He texted me when my daughter was born. That's a cool one. I'll take that one.
That's unbelievable.
You don't get over that. You don't get over that.
He's the greatest. Peter, real quick, tell everybody everywhere they could see and hear you.
Right now, I'm about to jump on Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York 880. And the Cheap Heat podcast. That's what I'll give you for right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you, man. Have fun.
You're the man, dude.
See ya.
Hey, sorry, dude. I'll hit you